Hello, everyone, and welcome to the NBA Player Prop Show for Monday, March 1st, 2021. It's officially March. We got a 7-game slate tonight. I can't believe it's already March. I feel like we just started the NBA season, midway through December. Now we're already in March, already a couple months removed from football every single week. It's pretty wild. We got March Madness this month. And look, if you love March Madness, that's great that you're here because I will be having some great March Madness content coming your way in a couple of weeks when the tournament, goes on and, when the bracket comes out. That being said, first, before we get started today, wanted to remind you to like this video and subscribe to this channel. It really helps me out. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitter at sports_Burd. Be sure to check out my Patreon for NBA Player Prop Podcasts on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You could check all those in the link in the description below. Also, wanted to talk to you about Monkey Knife Fight. Monkey Knife Fight is a great place to play some player prop games. They have a lot of different types of games you could play, and they all have to do with props. Basically, you could pick a single NBA game and you could, combine a bunch of props together and get multipliers. Then you could, play their types of games where you pick a certain amount of players to go over a certain amount of points, certain amount of assists. There's just a bunch of different types of player props you could play, player prop games you could play on Monkey Knife Fight. It's a lot of fun. You go into Monkey Knife Fight and they will match your deposit 100% up to $50 with the promo code DUDE50, DUDE50. Be sure to check that out. Link in the description below. 100% matchup bonus, 100% deposit matchup up to $50. Pretty good. So be sure to check it out. Now, let's get to the props. Really excited for today. And I see we already got a lot of questions in, obviously. So first of all, like I have been doing, I dropped a video this morning with my props. That video is in the link in the description below. So my props that I like tonight are in that video. If you haven't watched it yet, be sure to check it out. If you have watched it, that's great because my picks for tonight. Now, that being said, we are going to get to the questions right away here. We are live on YouTube, live on Periscope/Twitter, and let's get to the first question as we have people continue to file in. So, hope you had a great weekend, Dylan. Let's all bank this week before the All-Star break. Yeah, hope you had a great weekend, Jokic. And here's what I'm looking at. Jamal Murray over 24.5 points. Mike Conley over 15.5. So yeah, you listed out a bunch here. I'm just going to go one by one. This way, it gets a lot less confusing for everyone watching. So Jamal Murray over 24.5 points. I like it. He's hit it a lot recently, has a favorable matchup against the Bulls. The Bulls are not good on defense at all. The Bulls actually rank 24th in opponent points per game at 114.8. Over under, I'm pretty sure in this game is, pretty decent, 225.5. I expect Jamal Murray in his current form to go over 24.5. Mike Conley over 15.5. Not as huge on that. Now, I know the Pelicans aren't great on defense, but I can't trust Conley there. I think it's a little bit too much. Mavs -6 against Orlando. I would say, I like that one. And then Jazz -7. I'm okay with that with the Jazz. They lost the Heat over the weekend, looking to bounce back. Yeah, I'm good with that. Cavs money line against the Rockets. Yeah, for sure. Rockets have been playing awful basketball lately. Blazers money line against the Hornets. I like that. Michael Porter Jr. 2+3s with Nuggets win. Like that as well. And Harden double-double with Nets win. Like that as well. So yeah, like a lot of your picks for tonight. From Red Letter Day. Hi, all. I know he's inconsistent, but I'm seeing really good edges on projections for Robert Covington at over 8.5 points. Number fire, lineups, and others seem to agree. Thoughts before I double down? Yeah. Unfortunately, he's very inconsistent. That's the thing. That being said, he's taking a lot of shots. He's just been ice cold lately. Like he's taking, I should say, not a lot of shots for him. If he takes the amount of shots he takes and just makes a couple, considering most of them are threes, this shouldn't be an issue. Now, he has a very easy matchup against the Hornets. This week, the Hornets, they rank 23rd in opponent points per game. They rank 29th in opponent threes made per game at 15.1. And then 29th in opponent threes attempted per game at 40.2. So if there was a night to take Robert Covington over points, it would be tonight. That being said, I would never double down on it or something like that. I would never be huge on it, just given how inconsistent he is. That being said, I think that if there was a night to take Covington over points, it would be tonight. Murray over 17.5 points. Yeah, that shouldn't be an issue. Murray over 5.5 assists at plus 120. So just to take a quick look at Jamal Murray's game logs here for assists. So yeah, I'm guessing that that 17.5 points is like a 7-point teaser because his line is at 24.5. I think he'll easily hit 17.5. That's no big deal there. Now in terms of assists, 5.5 at plus 120. Not huge on it. Bulls don't let up as much assists as you think, despite the fact that they let up a ton of points. They rank 9th in the NBA in opponent assists per game at 23.8. So not huge on that, despite the good odds at plus 120. What is up, Alex? So, hi, Dylan. Hope all is well. Hope all is well with you, too. What do you think of Allen over 43 fantasy points? I like that against Houston. No Christian Wood. Kyrie over 27.5 points. And Vucevic over 25.5 points as well. So, all right. So, let's start with So, I said I like Allen over 43 against the Rockets with no Christian Wood. Now we go to Kyrie over 27.5 points. It's tough. I'm not as huge on that with Kyrie. I just think it's a high number. Even though Kyrie has hit this a bunch, I don't mind it. I'm more so neutral on it. Vucevic over 25.5 points against the Mavericks. That's a prop that he probably should. I think he probably has a good chance at it. Vucevic. Dallas is not good on defense. Dallas ranks 21st in opponent points per game at 113. They're decent at guarding the paint, which is my only holdback there. So I like Allen for sure over 43. Kyrie and Vucevic, I'm more so neutral on. I like Vucevic better than I like Kyrie, I believe. You think the threat of a blowout in Mavs Magic and Jazz Pelicans is too risky to take props from? No, not really. The only teams that really scare me away from this stuff is the Timberwolves and like the Pistons. Occasionally you get a few others. I don't think look, if you're going to shy away from Mavs Magic and Jazz Pelicans, then I feel like it'd be tough to bet anything, honestly. So I'm not huge on. I mean, I don't think that that's too risky. Murray over 2.5 threes. Yeah, he's hit this in like his last 8 games. I like it. The only reason I didn't have it listed in my video today, and if you're first joining here now, my video for my props is in the link in the description below for today. Wanted to save some time, answer more questions. So yeah, Jamal Murray, 2.5 threes. I like a lot. The only reason I didn't add it is because it was just insanely juiced, like minus 180 on FanDuel or something, or like minus 150 on DraftKings. Gobert double. Yeah, I mean that should be no problem. Just he's a guy who averages a double. I know he has a decently tough matchup against New Orleans in terms of rebounding, but I don't think it should be an issue. Bruce Brown over 9.5 points. Bruce Brown over 1.5 assists. James Harden over 3.5 threes. All of these against the Spurs. So let me just go check out Bruce Brown real quick. I know he's been playing well lately. You got no KD, which is obviously a help for Bruce Brown, as he'll get more touches. That being said, with Bruce Brown here. So yeah, last 2 games, 12, 14, 29, 13. So I think, he's good to go with points, especially because he's getting mid-20s, low 30s in minutes. Over 1.5 assists. Last few games, he's gone 3, 3, 2, 2. So I like that as well there. Now, yeah, so I like both the Brown props. Now, in terms of James Harden over 3.5 threes, looking at the Spurs here, the Spurs, they rank where they got. They're 17th in opponent threes made per game. They're 13th in opponent threes attempted per game. Now, if you look at James Harden's game logs, he is, last few games, he's gone 4 for 11, 5 for 10, 5 for 10, 4 for 9. Then he had one game where he went under there, 3 for 7, and then 5 for 11, 6 for 10, 5 for 8. So he's hit this in 1, 2, 3, 4. He's hit this in 7 of his last 8. I'm good with that as well. Okay, you meant DeJounte Murray earlier. Okay, my bad on that. Yeah, DeJounte Murray. So all those guys are out for the Spurs tonight. So I'm good. I'm good with it. You got like Rudy Gay. You got, obviously I mentioned in my last video, I love DeRozan props tonight. Rudy Gay's out. Keldon Johnson's questionable. Devin Vassell's out. Derek White's out. Should be a big night for Murray against DeJounte Murray against a bad Nets defense. My bad on just assuming that it was Jamal Murray. I did not think of that it was DeJounte. Ben Simmons over 17.5 points against the Pacers. Let me just take a quick look at Simmons here. Yeah, I like the matchup for Philly tonight against the Pacers. That being said, looking at Simmons' game logs here, 24, 15, 15, 28. That being said, Indiana ranks at 15th in the NBA, so kind of dead middle in opponent points per game, 112 per game. Not huge on Simmons' points. Would probably rather go to Embiid tonight if he's playing. I know he was questionable earlier in the day. I don't believe that things have changed with him. Yeah, I'm not huge on Simmons tonight. Justin Holiday over 11.5 points against the Sixers. Sixers are a tough matchup just in general, but I'm going to look at his recent output lately. Justin Holiday averaging 11.6 points per game on the season. Comes into this game, last few games going 13, 19, 6, 11, 15, 15, 11. Hit it his last two games against the Knicks and against Boston, both tough matchups also. Yeah, I'm neutral on it. I'd be okay if you go that way. Jared Allen and Vucevic double-double parlay. I like it a lot. Jokic over 27.5. Yeah, so I'm starting to... So Jokic does against the Bulls, Jokic has a good matchup for sure. When I was taking notes on this matchup tonight, I wrote down Denver points and Denver points in the paint. Obviously, those are both helpful for Jokic. If you look at the points in the paint stat, and I already alluded to the fact that Chicago is not good in terms of the points they allowed, but in terms of the points in the paint stat, Chicago ranks 27th in the NBA in opponent points in the paint per game at 49.7. So I think Jokic could have a big day, but I have been shying away from Jokic's point prop just because I feel like he just sways back and forth between going like 15 points or 17 points, and then he'll go like 35. So I think it's a little bit tough with the inconsistency, but I think you have a good matchup there. Will Barton over 10.5 points. Yeah, so again, I like the matchup for most of the Nuggets tonight. Now, in terms of Will Barton lately, averaging 11.3 per game points per game on the season. His last few games, he's gone for 15, 2, 9, 15. I'm not huge on Will Barton tonight. I'd rather go with like a Jamal Murray type. DeJounte Murray over 17.5 points, which I said I like, and then over 5.5 assists against the Nets. Yeah, so if you checked out my last video, I actually have DeRozan over assists. And that's a little bit, that's some good value. That's mostly my value play on the night. The DeRozan assist at over 7.5. It's a plus money. Now looking at Murray's assist here at 5.5, he's cleared that in his last three games, plays a Nets team that lets up a lot of points. I could get behind that for sure. Nikola Jokic, points plus rebounds plus assists over. Let me just check the line quick on Jokic points, rebounds, assists. Yeah, so I mentioned the reason why I shy away from his points at 27.5. That being said, his points, rebounds, assists line is at 45.5. I could see him hitting it. I'm more so neutral on it. Donovan Mitchell over points tonight. Yeah, I like that. Pelicans are not good on defense. They let up a lot of threes. I like that for sure. He also had 34 points and 28 points, I believe, in the last two times they played the Pelicans. So he's done very well against them. Murray or Jokic points? I would rather go Murray. Malik Monk over 13.5 points and PJ Washington over 30 fantasy points. So both of them have a good matchup, first of all, against Portland. That being said, Devontae Graham also out, Hayward doubtful. I like Monk over 13.5 more than I like Washington over 30. Malik Monk's last four games, he's gone over 20 points. I actually tried to find a Malik Monk points prop, and I could not find it at all. Wherever you're getting that, that's awesome. I wish I could get that. If I find it somewhere, I will heavily consider playing it. PJ Washington over 30 fantasy points. Obviously had a great game last night. He's on a pretty good stretch here. That being said, another guy who's inconsistent. I would rather stick to Malik Monk personally. Michael Porter Jr. over under 15.5 points against the Philadelphia 76ers. So we're going to take a quick look at, not against the Sixers, against the Bulls. My bad. I don't know why I said Sixers, because I was looking at, there's another comment that said there's something with the Sixers on the bottom here, which I'll get to in a few seconds. So that's why. Okay, last few games. So against the Bulls, let me clear that up. Michael Porter Jr. against the Bulls, 20 in his last game, then 18, 10, 12, 10, 22. I'm not huge on Michael Porter tonight. 15.5 against the Bulls. He's just another guy. He's inconsistent with minutes. He's inconsistent with shots. I'd rather look to a guy like Jamal Murray once again. Darius Garland over 5.5 assists. Yeah, so Garland plays Houston tonight. They were good on defense, and now they're falling off big time. Houston they still rank 5th in opponent assists per game. Now, in terms of Garland, I know Garland's been playing pretty solid lately. He's averaging 5.8 assists per game on the season. Last game here, one sec here while I pull this up. Last 2 games, he's gone for 9, 10, 8, and 8. Yeah, so I'm good pulling the trigger on Garland over 5.5 assists despite the matchup because he has been killing this the last few games. Michael Porter Jr. double-double plus 200. Yeah, I know he's been double-digit in rebounds a lot. Again, not huge on Porter, though, tonight. Oladipo over 23 points against Cleveland. Not huge on it either. He's just been so in and out of the lineup that it's hard to trust him. And who do you like more for over fantasy points? Harden 54 fantasy or Irving over 48? I'd rather go Harden for sure. Just more reliable in a bunch of categories besides points. Just a friendly reminder that Seth Curry is a disgrace to the city of Philadelphia. Okay. What best bet on team spreads? Yeah, so if I'm looking at team spreads here, we are going with, let me just get again, I normally don't bet team spreads. I just think everything's very volatile. There's just a lot of blowouts, a lot of unexpected results. If I were to go something with team spreads, I do like the Nets minus 4.5, and I like the Jazz also minus 7. So I would say Jazz minus 7 and Nets 4.5. Those are my 2. PJ Washington over 14.5 points. Yeah, I'm good with that. Is this a parlay worth betting on? Dallas minus 6, Utah minus 7, Cavs money line, Blazers money line. Yeah, so I mentioned that I like Utah minus 7, Dallas minus 6. I'm good with that. Cavs money line and Blazers money line, good with those as well. So yeah, I'd say it's worth it. It's probably very tough to win that. It probably is not going to hit, but it's worth it at whatever odds that comes out at. Lonzo Ball over 3s made. Yeah, I believe his number's at like 3.5. That'll just be probably too high for me to play. That being said, he's having a really good 3-point shooting season, averaging 3.1 threes made per game on 7.8 attempts. Last few games, he's gone 3 for 12, 6 for 10, 2 for 5, 3 for 6. Tough matchup against the Jazz. I'm not huge on it. Kyrie over 5.5 assists. I'm good with that against San Antonio. Gobert or Allen over rebounds? Let me just go check their direct lines here quickly. Gobert at 12.5 rebounds and Jarrett Allen at, let me go check Allen here. Allen's all the way up at 14.5. That's tough. 14.5 for Allen. Now Allen has a very good rebounding matchup here. So first of all, there's no Christian Wood for the Rockets. Second of all, the Rockets rank at, let me get this up here. They rank, I believe, 27th in the NBA in opponent rebounds per game. So yeah, definitely a favorable matchup for Allen. Now that being said, last 2 games, he's gone 10, 18, 14, 17. I'd rather stick to Gobert than Allen. I just think that number is way too high. Hawks tomorrow against the Heat with a new coach. No, I'm bigger on the Heat. I think they found it finally. They're on a pretty good run now. Damian Lillard over 31.5, Zach LaVine over 29.5, Colin Sexton over 23.5. I'm okay with all those for sure. Lillard has a good matchup against the Hornets. As I mentioned, Hornets let up a lot of points. Hornets let up a lot of threes. That'll help him. Zach LaVine against the Denver Nuggets. He's going to have to score, and he has been hitting 29.5 pretty consistently. Colin Sexton over 23.5 I also like against a depleted Houston team. DeMar DeRozan over 35.5 points, rebounds, assists. Yes, so I have DeRozan over points and over assists. So yeah, I'm good with over 35.5 points, rebounds, assists as well. Any other questions we got for today? Any other questions? Anything else? Any other questions? Zion over points. Yeah, so he's at 26.5. I'm always okay with playing Zion over points. The matchup is not as hard as you think against Utah here. He has Utah ranks 18th in the NBA in opponent points in the paint per game at 48, so I'm good with that. I'm good with Zion over points. Garland over 5.5 assists. Yep, good with that as well. He's hit it, I believe, his last 4 games, 3 or 4. And, hit it by a lot. 10, 9, 8, 8. Anything else we got today? Be sure to like this video. Be sure to subscribe to this channel. It really helps me out. Also, be sure to check out Monkey Knife Fight. Promo code DUDE50. 100% deposit matchup up to $50. Pretty good deal. All you got to do is put in the promo code DUDE50. Safe prop bet in Brooklyn versus San Antonio and Indiana versus Sixers. Yeah, so I like DeMar DeRozan props. I like his points prop the best at 20.5. So yeah, that's what I would go with for that one. And now in terms of the Sixers, Pacers, let me just take a quick look here. I didn't have any in my video for Sixers Pacers. Also, Embiid's very questionable. They don't really have any Philly props out right now based on where I'm looking. I'm not huge on anything in the Philly Indiana game, but I'm good with DeRozan points in the other one. Do I have a favorite rebounding prop tonight? Let me take a quick look. So I'm trying to so none of my props in my earlier show had anything to do with rebounds. I had one 3-pointers prop, 1 points prop, and 2 assist prop. So you could go check that out there. Now, if I had to look at a rebounding prop, again, I think Allen has a big night, but I think 14.5 is too big to pull the trigger on that. So I don't really have a favorite rebounding prop. Now, if you're looking at other teams right now with that struggle against struggle in terms of opponent rebounding, the Spurs rank very low in the NBA in opponent rebounds allowed per game at 28th in the NBA. They allow 48.2 rebounds per game. So I would possibly look at some Nets. Again, Rockets don't rank well in rebounding at all, but I'm not huge on the 14.5. So let me take a quick look at Nets here, see if they have any good rebounding props. I'm actually okay taking Harden over 8.5 rebounds or Kyrie. Yeah, probably. I'm okay with taking Harden over 8.5 rebounds, but I wouldn't call it like a favorite rebounding prop. So I'm not to answer your question straight up. I don't have a favorite rebounding prop tonight, but I was trying to look for you. Vucevic over 11.5 rebounds. Yeah. So speaking of rebounding props, I'm okay with Vucevic over 11.5 rebounds. The Mavericks are not good in terms of opponent rebounds. They rank 21st in the NBA in opponent rebounds per game at 45.5. Luka over on threes made 2.5. Yes, that's one of my picks tonight in my video below. Link in the description below for that. Will Barton over 17.5 points, rebounds, assists. Yes, I'm good with that. Ingram over 22.5 points against the Jazz. Line seems a little bit low for him. I'm okay with that for sure. You can find Malik Monk on Prize Picks at 14.5 if you were looking for a line for him. Thank you. Jordan Clarkson over 17.5 points. I feel like I'm fine with the Clarkson prop. He's playing unreal. I'm fine with fine with it every night. He's been unreal. I'm good with it. Harden triple double tonight. I'm okay with it. I could see it. I think it's always worth a shot with Harden. No Durant. Lillard over 4.5 made threes. Yeah, I'm good with this. So Hornets, they cannot defend a three at all. They rank 29th in opponent threes made per game. They rank 29th in opponent threes attempted per game. So I like it. Favorite three-pointer prop. I have Luka over 2.5 threes as part of my picks tonight. So that would be it. Best under prop. All right. So I was actually looking at this before. So if you could check out my video in the link in the description below to see my 4 props for tonight. That being said, they put up some Hornets props after I recorded that video. Terry Rozier's points prop is at 22.5. I know he plays a bad defense, a team that lets up a lot of points in Portland. That being said, I think Terry Rozier goes under 22.5 tonight. I think the line's way too big. Gobert rebounds. Yeah, I'm neutral on it. Again, people have asked this. I'm okay with it. But he does have a little bit of a tough rebounding matchup against the Pelicans. Any other questions we got? Otto Porter is not playing. Otto Porter is not playing tonight. Anything else? Alrighty. Once again, be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel. Really helps me out. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at sports_Burd. Follow me on Instagram at sports_Burd. Check out my Patreon, link in the description below. Player Prop Podcast on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Couple last questions we got trickling in here. How many bets do you put in? The bets that I always play the bets that I have in my videos, but sometimes I'll parlay a couple of them, like combine the parlays. Other times I'll put them in straight. So it just depends, honestly, on the night. Gary Trent over 3 threes. Yeah, I'm okay with that with the matchup he has against Charlotte. Anything else? All right, that is a wrap for today's live NBA player prop show. Once again, like the video, subscribe to this channel. Goodbye, everyone, and good luck with your NBA player props tonight.